So you want to know how to play emotionally on the piano. This is a really great thing to want to learn. In fact, as musicians, we are in the business of evoking emotions in people. That's what music is. That's the substance behind music. That is the fundamental ingredient of music, right? And emotion, the word emotion itself, emotion, right? And so basically, it's about it's kind of like a certain energy, a certain thing within us that moves from us, out of us, into the instrument and outside into the world, such that it can inspire people to move in some kind of way, whether that inspires someone to feel that emotion so that they maybe are brought to tears, or maybe they're inspired to dance, or maybe they're inspired towards joy. Okay, so it's an amazing thing. This is where music is just this profound, incredible thing, because we can take an emotion that we're feeling inside and we can pour it out through into the instrument, into the piano, out into the world, such that we can plant that emotion into someone else so that they feel it. Okay? So basically, that's the secret to emotion, to playing with emotion. It's actually being able to take that thing inside and pour it into the instrument, allow it to move, allow it to have that emotion, to allow it to have that motion from within us into the instrument, out into the world, into other people. Okay? And in my opinion, that is the natural flow of emotion. Emotion is designed to flow. It's designed to have motion, to go from one state to another, rather than be stuck within us. Okay? Because that way, if we don't want stagnant emotions. Okay? So that's the secret. We want to be able to tap into these emotions we already feel inside and be able to express them on the piano. Now that's very vague and kind of like metaphysical or whatever. And so we're going to go from like vague, you can see here, we're going to go from like vague, and we're going to come down to more practical and tactical things that you can actually do on the piano. Okay, so starting with the first thing that you can do, which is emotional intention. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm talking about here when I say that you want to tap into these emotions you already feel inside. Okay, we have emotions. We have emotions. We all feel them. And so when we're playing music on the piano, you want to think about the kind of emotion that you want to evoke in that playing. Okay, what is the intended emotion of what you're playing? Have you ever thought about that? Whatever song, whatever piece you are about to play, or you are learning, or you want to perform, think about, okay, what is the emotional impact I want to have with this? What do I want this to feel like? What do I want this to sound like? Okay, let me give you an example piece. It's one of my own original compositions titled Song of the Waves, right? Okay, so the emotional intention I'm going to come into this performance, if I was going to perform it tomorrow, is that I want to create the feeling of awe and wonder and inspiration and magic. Okay, so those are very vague terms. I know this is vague, but this is music is a deeper thing, right? It's a deeper thing, and we're thinking about the deeper substance, the deeper effect of what we're trying to create. This is art, right? Artistic expression. Okay, so I'm thinking, let's just take one of those. Let's just take a sense of wonder, a sense of wonder. Okay, so I'm going to sit here and I'm going to think, okay, I want to create a sense of wonder with this, and so I want to kind of feel that in my body. Right? I want to feel that sense of wonder. And I want to feel that it's pouring through me into this music and out through the piano into the listener, right? So let me think about that. That's the intent I'm coming into it with, okay? So then... Okay, so yeah, I mean, it's really hard to tell the difference. It's not a clear black and white thing. This is, we're tapping into the color palette that we have available as musicians, as artists. Okay, so you want to think about the emotional intention. You want to kind of feel that in your body. You want to imagine what that feels like, what that sounds like, and then you want to try to pour that into your playing, try to convey that. Now, this is very vague. As I said, we're starting from the most vague point, right? But all these vague things, you know how we translate it into actual music? We use this thing called technique. Okay, so technique is the physical function, the actual technical facility that we have in our hands, in our fingers, in our body, and how we actually relate and play the instrument itself, right? Technique is that is the vehicle for actually expressing that emotion, right? Whereas the emotion is the driver, the technique is the vehicle. Now, the better the vehicle, the more powerful the car, the better we're going to convey the emotion. I don't think that's a very good analogy. But basically what I'm saying is that when you level up your technique, you're going to be able to tap into deeper emotions, deeper feelings within, and you're going to be able to create more impactful feelings in your music. So the point there is to practice your technique, to practice your finger exercises, your scales, right? Unlock the fingers, develop these things, because then you're really going to be able to really express those deeper emotions. Okay, the next thing is to be present. Now, what does this mean? Again, this is a kind of the same thing with emotional intention. You want to be present, okay? So you just want to slow down a little bit. You want to slow down a little bit. Even if your emotion you want to create is like a sense of joy, right? Okay, so that's maybe a piece with emotional intention being joy. Okay, so I'm just gonna, take my time, slow down, enjoy being there, be present, take a deep breath. It's a gift to be able to play music. Wow, oh wow, that's tapping into that joy. Okay, it's a gift, right? So I'm gonna sit here and be like, all right, yeah, let's do this. Right, and just be present with it. And what it's going to do is, the point here is that you want to get out of your head into your body and just flow with the music. Allow the music to take you with it, right? And the way to do that is being present, being mindful, just really being there with the feelings that you're creating, the sounds you're bringing to life. And just let the music take you, and don't judge yourself. Judging yourself means that you're still in your head, right? That's just a random improvisation, but I was trying to let the music take me, but it didn't work. I wasn't present enough, because I guess I'm teaching this video. Okay, let's just move on to the next point. Legato playing. Okay, so let's go back to this more kind of flowy feeling. The way that we do that is by using legato playing. Okay, so legato is a type of way of playing notes and stringing notes together that makes it smooth and makes it flow. Okay, it creates a sense of flow. Okay, so let me show you this Song of the Waves without legato playing. It might sound like this. Okay, so it sounds a little bit stiff and disjointed. Now, the emotional intent of this piece calls for this more flowy type feeling and effect in my playing and how I play the notes, right? And so I'm going to be playing legato, right? There are other ways of bringing notes to life, but legato is one of the ones that really creates a sense of maybe the emotion that you're looking to create in your playing, which is that flowiness, okay? Now, the easiest way to do this is to use the sustain pedal. What legato does is it strings notes together so that you're not playing isolated notes. Okay, they are no longer isolated notes, they are strung together in a smooth sentence. Hopefully that makes sense, right? So the easiest way to do this is to hold down the sustain pedal as you're playing a chord or an arpeggio. And then lift it up. Lift your foot before you go to the next chord. And then play it. And then, yeah, it just keeps the playing smooth. Whereas if you don't lift it up, it could get muddy. Whoa, hear that? It sounds muddy. Okay, and that clouds the emotional intent of what I'm trying to create. Okay, alternatively, if the emotional intent you're trying to create is like chaos, then yeah, hold the sustain pedal. It all starts with emotional intent, right? Chaos. Same piece, but chaos now. So yeah, the next way to do legato playing is you actually want to use your body and imagine your body is kind of like water, like it's flowing more. Because when you want to create a certain effect in the music, if you can embody that, literally embody, use your body to kind of feel out the sound, how it should be, watch it. Like, let me just use my arms. I'm even like doing this kind of stuff. Like I just imagine my body as water, and it just makes my playing more flowy and really gets into that legato playing. And then the last point here is dynamics. Okay, so dynamics is all about throwing away exactly how the sheet music is telling you to play a song. Okay, if you know my channel at all, you might know that I don't really teach sheet music. I teach sheet music in Unlock the Keyboard in the guild, which you can check out below. There's a link to the guild, and there is a whole there is training on sheet music, and sheet music is still good. I'm not saying it's bad, but either way, if you learn a song with sheet music or by ear, you want to kind of, when you're performing, you want to throw away what you already know to be the song, and you want to throw away the the tight rules around how it should be played, and you want to be loose. You want to make the song loose. You want to make it elastic so that you can play around with it. Okay, this is dynamics. Check it out. Speeding up. Slowing way down if you want to. Space. Space. Why did I think space? Because I was being more present. I was allowing the music to just expand, be there. You know what I mean? And then I was coming back into it with this. What's the emotional intent there? Vigor, right? I changed you can change the emotional intent. You can think, what do I want to create? What's the feeling I want to create with this? And then you want to actually develop the technique and the tools that allow you to actually create that effect, which are articulation and dynamics. And then you want to just forget it all when you're performing and just allow the music to take you with it. Okay? Hopefully this lesson wasn't too vague. But music is something deeper. You want to train your technique, yes, but you also want to develop your musicality so that they go hand in hand, so that you can achieve that flow that you're actually wanting to have with your music. But the ultimate secret is practice. If you don't practice, you're not going to be able to really tap into that deeper sense of emotion. Okay? You can achieve it. You definitely can achieve it. I believe in you. And I know you can do it because you're still here watching this video, which means you take this stuff fairly seriously. And I'm really glad you do, because there'll be some serious, amazing results down the path if you actually practice and work on this material. And if you are looking to actually speedrun your piano journey, you can check the link out below and join a guild if you're interested in that. Only for you if you're actually serious about really progressing and getting to the next level. It'll help you establish a very solid foundation. That's what I'm aiming to do with Unlock the Keyboard. Establish an extremely solid foundation. All of this stuff is explored there. So thank you so much for watching the video. I really do appreciate it. And subscribe to the channel for more content. And I'm here to help you unlock the keyboard. Regardless of if you sign up or not, you can just subscribe and, get my community service content. And that's cool. I appreciate you either way. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.